إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفر ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Today we are still in the Arabic lessons. I'm not going to write it on the board right now because I started writing this. We're still doing abjad, hawaz, huttiya, kaliman. We're on kaliman, talking about the 6 kings, and encompassing that we have the whole alphabet, which is abjad, alif, ba, jim, and dal. Hawaz, which is ha, waw, and zay. Huttiya, which is ha, ta, and ya. Kaliman, kaf, lam, mim, noon. So last week we had the lam, and this week we are on the meem. And I just want to reiterate the point that kaf, lam, mim, noon is like this in every language. K-L-M-N. Okay, and they get this from the Muslims. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So let me finish putting this on the board for us. It starts off, this is meem. My mama Mabel mastered math, manipulating meem. She multiplied, and by my pops by 40 she had me. Tajweedu meemun has 3 rules, this you all should know. Idgham, idkhfa, idharu, you'll learn them as you go. Meemun's makhraj is my mouth, by this I mean my lips. With ghunna, and tawassatu, then jahrun. You can't miss. To make the meem, more meemish, use fathun, istifal, or nistifal. Use dhalaqun, and make the moves to make your meem more well. I had a friend, a colleague I should say, who used to say, to make your meem pas mal, which is, I guess is French for make it more well. Alhamdulillah. Anyway, let me give this back to you. Sorry. Now let's go over this. We have abjad, hawaz, huttiya, kaliman. This is where we are in our letters right here. The abjad letters, the hawaz letters, the huttiya. Now we're on kaliman. Meem. This poem says, my mama Mabel mastered math, manipulating meem. If you note, this is a type of poem that the first letter in every one of these words is M. So say it. Let's say, my mama Mabel mastered math, manipulating meem. It's not supposed to be a tongue twister more than it's supposed to help you find the makhraj and practice and beat up that makhraj, so without any doubt you know how to pronounce the letter M, the sound M. Everybody say M. M. And as a rule, if you ever want to find the makhraj, the rule is what? You put an alif, you put a hamza like this. You put a hamza before the letter, and then you say the word M. Say M. And that's the place to start off that sound. So if you want to learn the makhraj for L, you just put L. And where you stop is the place that you're supposed to start when you say la. Okay, or you say ak. And that's where you stop that. That's the place where you start the sound. So that's the rule. So it says, my mama Mabel mastered math manipulating MEEM. She multiplied and by my pops by 40 she had me. By 40. Here, this number is here. What are the things we're looking for in these poems? It says, what does it start off to be? With Bismillah and Alhamdulillah, then blessings on the Prophet. I'll have my say with you today concerning descriptions. We want the description of the letter, right? The numerals, the numeric value, right? Numeric value. Okay, I should say value. Descriptions of their numerals. Points of articulation, which is makhraj. Makhraj, and it encompasses the tajweed rule. As each one comes, and as it does, each has its own sensation. And then the fifth thing is some English words that we'll find in these, onto the end. English words with the same or close makhraj, pronunciation. Pronunciation. And the benefit of that is what? The benefit of number 5 is that we already know how to pronounce those English words. And if we don't, it's easy to find the pronunciation or the enunciation of those words for the people who've been speaking English most of their lives. And if you've been speaking incorrectly, then what you can do is learn how to speak properly. Okay? And now in the Arabic, those words that you've been pronouncing incorrectly, we can work on properly enunciating the words, you know, in the way they're supposed to be. Okay, and that's what our objective is here. So she multiplied and by my pops by 40 she had me. So we know one thing about MEEM, that its numeric value is 40. You can always tie 40 and you can remember it. She multiplied and by my pops by 40 she had me. Tajweedu MEEMun has 3 rules. This you all should know. So he sets us up and he tells us that MEEM in Tajweed doesn't have 1 rule like some of the other letters. MEEM has 3 rules. What does that mean for us? That's not right now. We're going to learn it. But we're going to learn how to utilize it when we move on and study the science of Tajweed. Remember, this is a basic. This is a primary text to help you in other texts and to further you in your education. So everything here that you learn, you may use elsewhere, but you get a foundation on it here. So the foundational rule that you're learning now is that Tajweedu MEEMun has how many rules?
3 rules.
3 rules. This you all should know. Idgham, Ikhfa, Idharu, you'll learn them as you go. You should say you learn them. You learn them as you go. That's what it says. You'll learn them as you go because it's going to the makhraj of MEEM. You learn them as you go. Get it? You learn the MEEM sound as you go. So Idgham is a rule in Tajweed. This is the first rule that he's showing that you're going to have. Ikhfa is the second rule, and Idhar. This is not necessarily the order of the rules in Tajweed, because in actually Tajweed, Idhar would be the first rule that you would learn. However, in the course of this poem, he's saying these are the 3 rules. What do they mean? That's outside of the scope of this lesson. Okay? It's not outside the scope of wanting to learn it, but right here, it's not the place for us to go over what these rules and how they apply with MEEM. Here is only to recognize and become familiar with the fact that MEEM has how many rules? 3 rules, and they are Idgham, Ikhfa, and Idhar. Then it said, MEEMun's makhraj is my mouth. By this, I mean my lips. Here, he specifically tells you where the makhraj is. It's very easy. The makhraj is what? My mouth. By that, what does he mean? Our lips. Everybody say am.
Amen.
You see, you have to put your lips together. Am. Say ma. Me. Mu. It's all on the mouth, right at the exit part of our mouth, on our lips. Okay? Then he goes on to explain what the sifat. When we say description, we mean here sifat. The sifat of the letters. And these sifat, you should be more familiar with them as we've been going through. But today you're going to meet some new sifat that you probably haven't seen before. He says here, with gunna. We haven't spoken about gunna so much. We mentioned it one time, but we didn't discuss it. This is within the scope. Gunna is a nasal, when you hold the air in your nose.